This is Expeditiously. I am Tip T.I. Harris. Now, the following experience is not a test. The conversations and stories expressed on this podcast are meant to be an expression of purpose and truth. This show, properly entitled Expeditiously, is a free exchange of ideas and opinions. No judgment, no preconceived beliefs, no fear. You're encouraged to share your thoughts and ask any question as long as it's done with respect. And that's through true love and respect for others that we will change the world and speak truth to power, one show at a time. Now, without further ado, this is Expeditiously. I'm Tip T.I. Harris. What's happening, Atlanta? Man, this is going to be a good one. I'm excited about this, but this is going to be an incredible conversation. I'm real excited to just to talk it through with one of the most legendary figures of our time, and especially my generation. You feel me? My man wrote a book. It's called Misunderstood by Allen Iverson. And, you know, it really is insightful because we see a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, from on the outside looking in. We observe our favorite people go through things, and we know what the news tells us, but this book kind of give you a deeper dive into you know, understanding why these things took place. So it's gonna be an incredible conversation. I'm excited about it and excited to bring Expeditiously back. You feel me? This is a perfect way to introduce Expeditiously back to the people, a live studio audience and one of the most iconic figures of our time. Please, I don't think you need no introduction. Give it up for the answer, number 3, Allen Iverson. Now that we got you sitting here, I'm gonna properly introduce you, you know what I'm saying? You know, because this is just the way we begin these conversations here expeditiously. We need to give you, you know, your flower while you here in your face, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm Tip T.I. Harris, welcome to Expeditiously. This is a special Expeditiously Live partner with Misunderstood, the book by your true, who you see in front of you, Allen Iverson. Now, AI, also known as the Answer, is one of the most iconic and electrifying influential players in NBA history, man, especially for my generation. He revolutionized basketball with his fearless style, lightning quick crossover, and unmatched intensity. At 6 feet tall, by my side, you feel me? He defied all expectation, man, becoming an 11-time NBA All-Star. That right. 2001 League MVP, first ballot Hall of Famer. You feel me? Hey, listen, man, beyond his stats, Iverson's impact is undeniable. His refusal to conform to the rules created a rebel image, all right? I'm talking about, but it also paved the way for individuality for an entire generation. Like people like myself, you know what I'm saying, looked and said, you don't have to conform to the establishment to get in there, do your thing, and get the paper. You know what I mean? Everything from tattoo, cornrow, you know what I mean? He rocked his swag, how he wanted to rock his swag, paid the fines ahead of time, you know what I'm saying? So he could do it his way, you feel me? He paved the way for a lot of us, not just in the NBA, but in culture in general. Allen, as you know, everybody who know you and love you call you Bubba Chuck. Congratulations on the book, bro.
Thank you, bro.
And welcome to, you know, this generation that might, you know what I'm saying, not know as much about you as they should. What compelled you to write a book at this point in your life?
First of all, thanks, man. I love you. You're my brother.
Love and respect,
man.
Bro.
I think one of the main reasons is, you know, it was just more confirmation of the devil, you know, being a sucker. You know what I mean? And not being able to fuck with me. You know what I mean? He nitpick, he choose, you know what I mean? He prey on the weak people, you know what I mean? And he never was able to fuck with me. You know what I mean? I believe in my God. I I just wanted to give the world a gift from me. You know what I mean? I didn't cut no corners. You know what I mean? It's hard to inspire somebody. It's hard to tell the truth if you live in a lie. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do this, not just, because the whole cliche thing is, us athletes or entertainers, we're role models to kids. That ain't so. You know what I mean? It ain't just kids. You inspire so many people. You motivate so many people in life. I was just doing a book tour in D.C. and a lady came through the line and she said, my son beat cancer because of you. And I was like, what?
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, what you mean? Like, I ain't got the cure to cancer. And, when he was giving up, she was like, basically, what would Allen Iverson do? Allen Iverson wouldn't give up.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? And, he was like, okay, well, Allen Iverson won't give up, so I'm not giving up.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? And
that's God work.
yeah.
You feel me?
That's
what they mean by let them use you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? For me to use my story, like I'm an open book. You know what I mean? I'm embarrassed about a lot of things that went on in my life because, it was a turbulent lifestyle. I had my ups and downs. I had my good days, my bad days, and that still happens.
We all
today.
do, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't care how player they make it seem, how perfect it's portrayed. We all have ups and downs and got to live through their life with imperfection.
And I'm willing to share mine. I want people in my life, in the world that we live in, you know what I mean, to learn from me, you know what I mean, the good and the bad, you know what I mean. I feel like if I can help one person in life, I did my job. I hear guys all the time talking about, yo, you saved my life, man. I got out of prison and I heard about your story and I turned my life around and, now I'm doing this and now I'm doing that. And that shit moved me. You know what I mean? And, the book is just a confession of me just being just like everybody in this room. You know what I mean? I'm just like you. I hurt just like you. I bleed just like you. I'm emotional like you. I cry like you. Go through the same, everyday bullshit, just trying to navigate through life and fight the devil. You know what I mean? And I was just a bad motherfucker on a basketball court.
Right. Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like you.
Like
you
a
know
motherfucker.
What I mean? I never won a championship, you know what I mean? But I'm the people's champ. I'm the guy that you can touch.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
That's hard. Now, the title of the book, the title you chose for the book, Misunderstood. I understand it a whole lot. However, to the public, it would suggest that, people only see the you that's portrayed in the media. You feel me? Tell me, what is it like most important to you to clarify about what people see versus what it really is?
Like I said, I'm known all over the world. Like I can get off the plane in any country and there's an uproar. Anywhere I go, in any state, in any city, and I'm known. But like I said, I'm just like you. You know what I mean? Like people look at people that's superstars and they look at them like they're not human. You know what I mean? With me, it's kind of, I'm being a hypocrite because that's how I look at Michael Jordan. He never.
We're going to get into that later.
Yeah, he still just don't look, he's just, I don't know, I guess just me just being starstruck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, likewise.
Misunderstood is, I tell you the smallest thing we'll just go back to my image coming into the league. I'm 21 years old, been poor my whole life. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I'm rich, just like that. You know what I mean? Fame and fortune, just like that. No blueprint. I never even had nobody in my family went to college. Nobody ever got married. You know what I mean? Just didn't know anything. Just my dream had came true. And I was just navigating through life, you know what I mean, blindfold. I didn't know nothing. Just trying to, do what somebody that dreamed about doing, take care of everybody, look out for your partners, take off my whole entourage with me, and you know what I mean? And the smallest thing is like, my look. You know what I mean? They crucified me for that in the beginning. My cornrows, like I was 21 years old. I was going to different cities and barbers would fuck my hair up. And I used to be like, okay, well, if I grow my hair out and get cornrows, I ain't got to worry about that.
That's right.
The tattoo part, you know, I had one in Georgetown, but I couldn't afford it anymore. So once I got some money, you know what I'm saying, I kept getting tattoos. And my clothes, the way I dress like dudes from my neighborhood.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I couldn't afford Guess back then and Jabos and, you know, Pele Pele and all that stuff that the rappers wore that I always wanted to wear, and the Dookie chains, and I couldn't afford it. So, but that was like, you know, my teammates used to say, Chuck, you know, when you get to the league, you know what I mean, you're going to get the jewelry like Puff, you're going to get the jewelry like Tupac, you know what I mean? I'm like, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that was it. I was being me, and I was dressing like I wanted to dress, and it bothered me because, you know, the guys were wearing suits. You know, Mike started that. Guys wearing nice suits or whatever. And for me, I'm 21 years old. After the game, I leave the game. I'm not going nowhere where I need a suit. I'm going to the club. You know what I'm saying? And I never wore a suit, you know, from where I'm from. You know, you wore suits to funerals and church. And what I learned later on is you had to wear them to court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. You know, where I'm, you know.
You wasn't, bro.
And then when you think about it, and let's all be real with each other. You think about John Gotti. You think about Al Capone, all the different gangsters, you know what I mean, that, you know, history talk about. All them dudes had on suits. You know what I mean? They got busy. You know what I mean? So it ain't about, you know, what you look like on the outside. I'm walking down the street, you know what I mean? And every person in the world as an elder see the way I dress, and they tucking their pocketbooks, and you know what I mean, and crossing the street. And I'm like, damn, I got more
right
money
into the
than
real
everybody
gangster
that I'm walking up on, and they scared of me.
Yeah.
I'm scared to get robbed. You worrying about me?
Hey, let's talk about freedom. That's why this is an American story, all right? So freedom is when you can do what you do, being yourself, genuinely, all right, without having to apologize to other people just for being you. That's what freedom is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what equality is. For us to be able to go out, whether we want to be a rapper, a student, an executive, to be able to be ourselves, express ourselves, whether through our clothes, our haircuts, you know, whatever kind of appearance we have, respectfully. But to be able to do that and be ourselves without having to apologize to nobody. So all you were doing was exercising your God-given right as a free man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Being yourself, and you shouldn't have to apologize to nobody else. Like, and to be honest with you, the way I see it, all the fines that you paid, I think the NBA should get that shit back. You
And
feel
look,
me?
no, and then-
Cause for
and then the
real,
crazy-
it ain't even no issue no more. And they see they were wrong, they should get that money back.
The crazy part about it is now is the thing. You look at the
For
NBA
real.
games,
Now
everybody
they got
they got a
fit
red
chicks.
carpet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
How much money you paid? How much money you paid?
I don't know, man.
On paying
Blank
the fine.
check.
Now roundabout number, like, you know.
I know. I took the ass whooping for guys to beat them. If you look at the NBA, all these guys got different games. You know what I mean? But if you have them all dressing in like, I mean, what's the excitement of that? People want to feel good when they wear something, when they go out. You know what I mean? When I go to the club, I come downstairs and meet everybody. We having a battle, me and my homeboys, like who the flies. You know what I mean? Like that means something to us.
That's right.
And when you go to work, you want to feel good. You want to, you know what I mean? You want to look good. You want to feel good about yourself. And you know, I'm just glad that the younger cats give me my flowers of taking the ass whooping so they could do that one too.
Man, right on. We definitely appreciate it. You know, Deion Sanders say, look good, feel good, play good.
Hey, man.
Play good, they pay good. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Hey, man, I believe in it, man. I'm going to read you two definitions, bro. And before I do that, I'm going to tell you, I see a lot of similarities in us. You know what I'm saying? Not that I can play basketball, because I can't. I can't at all. And I get into the story of why I can't play basketball later if we have time. But when we first came into the game, our respective industry, we both came in poor. We both, dealt with tragedies and, have a certain level of trauma associated with our lives before we got a chance to walk into living our dreams. And also, we both have kind of been seen as motherfuckers who did their thing but could have done it bigger had we accepted being someone that we weren't comfortable being. You feel me? Had we conformed to a certain industry and did what they wanted us to do, we could have been way bigger than our contemporaries, given our skill sets, our talents and ability. But we said, nah, I'm more comfortable being me right here. So I respect that about you, because I feel that shit every day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Also, we both came in and gave ourselves a name that offended other insecure motherfuckers, and we inherited a bunch of bullshit because of it, because other motherfuckers weren't as confident as we was in ourselves.
Right.
I called myself the king of the South, and you called yourself the answer.
Right.
And everybody was so offended just by a word, you know what I mean? A motherfucker was offended by you calling yourself the answer when they didn't even know the fucking question.
Right.
They didn't even say answer to what, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they like, how dare he, you know what I mean? And I feel like that happened to me when I said I was king. When I didn't say I was the only king, nigga, you know what I mean? I just said it first, you know what I mean? How do you feel that shaped your career? You know what I mean? How did that guide you on your journey?
The easiest thing, to answer your question, the easiest thing I think in life is to be yourself. That's the easiest thing. The fear, it wasn't even really a fear because I know myself, but I didn't never want to look in the mirror and not recognize the person that the people from home, you know what I mean, couldn't recognize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody, I've never met a person in my life that said Chuck changed once he got some money, once he got some fame. You know what I mean? I was always used to being, you know what I mean, famous. You know, I just didn't have no money.
That's real.
You know what I mean? I remember being 8 years old, going to the barbershop, and dudes like, yo, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, like, yo, that's him right there. That's the dude. You know what I mean? That's going to be the one. You know what I mean? So me being myself and it still is, it's easy to me. And I think it's a disrespect to God to want to be now, I wanted to be like Mike, you know what I mean? But I never wanted to be Mike.
On the court.
On the court,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's a disrespect to God to want to, if you any of you people in here, like, to want to be somebody else, to want to be, because that's disrespectful to the person that your God made. You know what I mean? And basically, I mean, you can't be that anyway, because shit, everybody's taken up. You can't
be yourself. Everybody else taken. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So, man, it was an easy transition for me. Now, in hindsight, you look back on it and you say, damn, if I would have did this, if I would have did that, if I would have lift weights, if I would have, you know what I mean, if I would have did this, if I would have did that, if I ain't had my homeboys with me, or, and you know, when all the sound bites, if I would have got myself together before I jumped up there and started screaming practice, and you know what I mean, all of the crazy rants that I had, and you know, the days they caught me on bad days and whatever, if I could change this and that, I don't do that to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't have a blueprint. Now, looking back on it, you got a blueprint. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have made all the mistakes that I made in my life. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have never felt like it would have been a plan. I would have had a plan. You can't take care of everybody, Chuck. You can't take care of all your homeboys, all your family members, everybody that don't have to work no more or whatever. I thought I was gonna be the exception to the rule. I thought nobody could tell me that I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? So it took me to fall back down, get back up, brush myself off. And now, you know, with me knowing a lot of the stuff that I know now and I didn't know then, you see the pendulum swinging. You see, you know what I mean, my evolution, my maturation going into a whole nother level, my growth. You know what I mean? I didn't know the stuff that I was heading into. It was a train wreck. But I didn't know I was living my life. I was living my dream. You know what I mean? And I don't regret nothing. The only thing I regret is not listening to Larry Brown before I started to listen to him. I would have been way better. I would have been way better then. Right. You know what I mean? It took a while. I was always in a tug of war with him, and I had to realize that he wanted the same thing for me that I wanted for myself. Yeah. So I wouldn't change a whole bunch, man. Now, I wish I had the LeBron blueprint when I was the face of the league. I wish I knew how to put my homeboys on and put them in executive positions, and you know what I mean?
But they got to work for that, though.
Yeah, for sure.
They got to be ready to put themselves in a position so you can allow them that.
You know what's crazy about it? I took that ass whipping for taking my guys with me, and the NBA never seen nothing like it. The crazy part about it is all those guys that were there then, not around now.
Damn.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Doing shit, stealing. You know what I mean? Money is the root of all evil. Yeah. You can think you're the best person in the world. You can go to church every day. You can, swear out you the biggest Christian or Muslim in the world, and they put that money in front of your face. And it's right there in front of you, and you know it ain't yours, but ain't nobody looking. Right. Shit.
It take a silent win. It take a silent win. But for you to put that amount of pressure and stress on your shoulders is a testament to who you are and a testament to what you must have been going through outside of just worrying about performing in games, you know what I'm saying?
That was the easy part, Tip. For 2 hours in a day, that's what basketball did for me. I ain't worried about shit, nothing. That's when my daughter was, when I retired, my daughter was sick. My next to youngest daughter was sick. She had Kawasaki disease. And somebody was shooting a free throw. I was in the backcourt, and I was thinking about it. You know what I mean? I was sitting, and that was the first time in my life, with all the shit that I go through off the court with family, friends, and just lifing. I've never disrespected the game in that way to where I wasn't giving my teammates 1,000%, the fans, the coaching staff, you know what I mean? And I was sitting there thinking about my baby, and right after that game, I told the organization, like, yo, I'm done. That's it, because I ain't there no more. You know what I mean? But for 2 hours, I didn't think about nothing, bro. Damn. You know what I mean? I didn't think about nothing. So when people
that must have been therapeutic, like a release.
That was my sanctuary.
A chance to recharge, like meditation.
I tackle all the rest of that shit when I get off the court. You know what I mean? I remember going at it with my girl, like, you know what I mean, before games, and it was, I've been with her since I was 15 years old. I'm 50. So I'm going at it with my old lady on the bus, and I see my teammates. I've been on the bus arguing with her so long, my teammates are going out for warm-ups.
Damn.
The game get ready to start in 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So, but once I put my uniform on and got out there on the dance floor, it was just time to dance.
Yeah, man, that shit crazy, cuz I can recall similar experiences with my old lady, man. You feel me? Nah, okay, so we both are considered as people who like do it our own way and don't really listen to what nobody got to tell us. I know the answer for me, but I'm interested in hearing from you. When do you know it's time to do it your way, and when do you choose to listen to outside advice?
I think that comes with maturation. Just all the time is not criticism, it's constructive.
Maturation is the act of maturing, growing, and evolving over time.
We know.
Anybody hear a word you don't understand, just throw your hand up. All my public school students, we will. No one left behind. Yeah, so so that comes with maturation.
My development.
Elevated consciousness.
My evolution.
Yeah.
I mean, just me, you crazy, man. Just constructive criticism, man. Just knowing you get older, you willing to listen to people. I've always had old heads in my life. My uncles, I love my uncles. I always listen to them. I always, my dad, he was a hustler. He was in the streets, but I always respected him. I loved him, his opinion. I had Coach Thompson. I had older teammates around me all the time. So I had that type of guidance. I was never the type of person that couldn't listen. You know what I mean? I've never wanted to be that type of guy where I had guys around me that were yes man. That was why it was so important to have the dudes from, growing up around me.
Right.
Guys that know you beforehand instead of just motherfuckers out there just gonna kiss your ass because of, who you are. So, and you riding down a one-way road, Chuck, and the goddamn tractor trailer is coming, and they ain't gonna tell you get over because they don't want to tell you what to do.
Right.
And then your ass is done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just my instincts. You know what I mean? I hate making bad decisions, but I'm human. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
many times dude would be like, yo, man, Chuck, I want to invest in this with you, man. Like, what's happening? You trying to get with it? Nah, I ain't trying to fuck with it. And then a year or two go down the road. This is a $100 million company. You know what I mean?
That one yours.
And it happened. It just
That one yours.
wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right on. Like at the beginning of the book, man, like the first chapter, you open up talking about that famous press conference. You're talking about practice, you know what I'm saying? So for you to begin your book with that moment, that must mean that moment has been kind of heavy on you for a minute, you know what I mean? But when you read deeper in the book, you find out that, like, during that moment, you was also dealing with a heavy loss. You lost your best friend, like soon before that, and you were kind of like mentally processing other things outside of basketball that led to, you making those statements. That must have been like heavy on you to kind of share that.
Definitely. And for you to bring it up, that's why I love you so much. You know what I mean? Just know me, and it's probably similar to Philant. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? So
I know what it's like.
So it was devastating for me. That was me and this dude was so tight, bro, that when I got married, we went on a honeymoon. Him and his wife went on a honeymoon with us.
Damn, that's hard.
You know what I mean? Like, this was my dog. This was my man. And he had got killed that summer. And it was crazy because my kids were going through a lot, and my wife was going through a lot. Like, she'd go out in the streets and people would say, tell your husband don't leave. I never wanted to leave Philadelphia. Tell your husband don't leave.
You never wanted to leave Philadelphia?
Never, man. Never.
So what happened?
I'll get to that, but
Read the book.
yeah.
Goddamn.
But the practice situation was, my kids was going to school. Tell your daddy don't leave, tell your daddy don't leave. And it was weighing on me. All my fans, like, don't leave. And I'm like, man, I don't have no control over it. You know what I mean? I don't want to go anywhere. So they called me in the office one day, and they was like, look, you're not going anywhere. You're not getting traded. So I was like, damn, I was so happy. I was like, look, can we call? I was going through all the shit with Ra passing, and I'm trying to heal from that. So that was one of the bright moments, you know what I mean, for me, when they called me in the office. And, I said, yo, we got to call a press conference. We called a press conference. We go in the press conference. I come in there, I'm on cloud 9. You know what I mean? I can't wait to tell the world I'm not going nowhere.
Atlanta people disrespectful to hell. You know what I'm saying? See, like,
I get in there. I mean, like it went left fast. You know what I mean? So this dude, I was kind of ignoring it at first. If you look at the whole press conference,
right.
And when you got beat writers, some dudes like you end up thinking they're your friends because you're around them every day, but them dudes got a job. And
they were really trolling before trolling was trolling.
Right, there you go, there you go. So they got egos, and a dude will come up to you after practice and be like, yo, AI, let me get this exclusive. And I'm like, man, I'm tired, I'm going home, you know what I mean? I'm going to my family, you know what I mean? I probably been out all night or whatever, and you know what I mean? So I'm ready to go home after practice.
This is the time I should get some rest.
I done ran all the Dom Perignon out my system, you know what I mean? I'm tired, I'm ready to go home, and then you might have told one of them dudes no. So they hold grudges. So this one joker just kept on, man, but such and such practice. And what about this with practice? And I'm like, yo, we not here for that. I thought we were here to talk about the fact that I wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? But you trying to start some shit. So, and like if I could do it over, which I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
That was important for us to see.
But back then, like when people would say it to me on the street, I would get mad because they didn't know what I was going through. Now, 20-something years later, you know what I mean, is a different story. You know, dudes, I'm like, damn, all the shit I accomplished in my career, and somebody walk up to me and say, hey, we talking about practice. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna say we talking about top 75 all time that ever played the game. We ain't talking about Hall of Famers scoring titles.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I lost it. You know what I mean? Practice. We talking about practice? You know what I mean? Not the game. You know what I mean? And I just lost it, and I couldn't control it because my PR lady that I shout out to Karen. I love you. She was telling me like, Allen, like, come on, like, and I was like, no, fuck that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just kept practice, just whatever. And now, this many years later, it's a legendary rant. Yeah. But that's where it all came from. Right. So it was. I was dealing with a heavy heart.
That boy went Kanye before Kanye. You hear what I'm saying?
So that's where the practice rant came from.
Hey, man, we love you for it, man. Be honest with you. Also, we love you for the fact that we feel like you one of us because you come from the bottom, got it out the mud, grew up in the project with very limited resources. How has that shaped how you view money and how you move with yours?
It's different now for me than it was so many years back.
Okay, well, let's talk about the beginning, cause I still want you to answer how much money you blew on just paying fines for not putting suits on.
My shorts, I wouldn't have my shorts because I was stuck on the Michael Jordan thing. I always wanted to be like Mike. And I always wanted to look like a superhero when I played, so I had to have the baggy shorts. They fined me because they wasn't 2 inches above my knee. Damn. I wasn't gonna do that. I made mine 2 inches below my knee. I wouldn't. I ain't gonna say that. But I always had I never tuck my uniform in. So I would tuck it in when the game started because the referees fuck with you. So right when I took it in and one of them see me and check the uniform. As soon as it start, I pull it out. You know what I mean?
Were you doing this just to be rebellious?
No, just my style. I wanted, like I said, like how young dudes. Like I just started stuff like this. I bit this off young dudes. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to Fab one time.
Really, that ain't nothing but that old Marvin Gaye, man.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the color. I always rock the joint like this. But I was talking to, I called Fab one day. I was like, man, do these match this? Called him on FaceTime. And he, I'm going to call the best. Fab get down. Right. Like, yo, this look right. He's like, Chuck, stop trying to match everything all the time. You don't have to do that. You know what I mean? So, like, the young guys now, they wear the uniforms, like, they have on a Celtic uniform, green and white, and they have on, like, red shoes or, you know what I mean? That's how the young dudes get down. And when I was growing up, I was off mic. And then, like, I looked at all the superheroes, like, you never seen Batman, he wore black and yellow. He ain't never had a red, white, and blue boots on. He wouldn't have Superman boots on. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Hell no. You know what I think, bro? Like, I talked to Thug about this when we be talking about fashion, you know what I'm saying? He say I always be matching, and you know what I mean? And I do, but look, it's because, man, when I was growing up, we had to just put on what we had.
Right.
You know how many times I needed some shoes this color and didn't have them when I was coming up?
So
bro.
I'm gonna match them things
now
up.
I got it. I'm gonna find the perfect motherfucking pair and I'm gonna wear them hoes. You know what I mean?
But to answer your question, I was reckless in the sense of I wanted everybody to be happy. You know what I mean? I wanted to pay everybody rent. I wanted to pay motherfuckers child support. I wanted to, stop people from going. I wanted to pay their bond. I wanted to, you know what I mean? Car payments. When I go to the jewelry store, y'all go to the jewelry store. When I buy a car, y'all get a car. You know what I mean? I spoiled my mom. At one point, my mom had like 15 cars. You know what I mean? I'll pull up in a Bentley and she'll see it and say, son, I love that car. I want one just like it. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, she was like, you gonna get me one? I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Well, I'm gonna go buy one myself. Mom, you got 15 cars. Here, take this one. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I wanted everybody to be happy, but I was crippling people, man.
That's true.
The cornerstone of being a man, is accountability, man. You know what I mean?
Right on.
Like I was
real.
I was out of control with it, man. And then I thought I was gonna play forever. You know what I mean? And I thought this run, and God put me in check. You know what I'm saying? That money got funny. You understand? Like
how long it took you to feel like, man,
dog,
wait
a long time.
I need to change.
I was making so much money.
What the most you blew in a year?
I don't know. And that's sad.
That is sad.
I tell you what, it had got so bad.
Mine was 14
got so
million.
bad.
Mine 14 million.
I was making,
which ain't a lot when compared to.
I was making so much money. Now I'm a 50-year-old dude. Like sometimes I check my account just to hear the lady say how much I got. You know what I mean? Just to feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like I would but back then I never did that. I never called and seen, you know what I mean? I never checked on my accountants. You know what I mean? Like I remember the Biggie song. I got lawyers watching lawyers. Like I'm on shit like that now. Like I act like I'm not tight. Like I'm lying. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't teach. You know what I mean? If I'm telling the truth, I gotta tell the truth. You know what I mean? So I still get busy. You know what I mean? I still love to have fun. I still love to spoil people, especially my kids. But I never implemented the word no in my vocabulary until recently, man. I never.
You ever heard mm-mm?
I ain't even had. I used mm-mm a lot of times, but it just wasn't to when people was asking me for something.
Right.
I never had mm-mm in my slang vocabulary.
I get it.
And I didn't have no in my English vocabulary.
Right. Shit.
And I had to. Now I say, and that's the craziest thing. This is a lot about the book too. The motherfucking friends, man.
Yeah.
Them friends, man. I'm telling you. Like that's what this book, man. I made it a big deal to go on a mission to get around on different platforms and talk about them friends, man. They are not who you think they. Matter of fact, you want to find out somebody your friend, tell them no one time.
That's real.
Tell
Family
them no.
Too.
Tell them no.
And
like
family too.
You can do all the shit in the world. You can do a million things, and I know it sounds cliche because I know you heard it before. But you can do a million things for somebody. And you tell them that one time, and then check their reaction. You know what I mean? I remember I had a guy tell me, man, I never worked nowhere. This motherfucker asked me for some money a week before Christmas. And I told him, bro, I cannot, he said he needed cash. I said, all right, I'm gonna do it for you. I called my man Twan, I was like, yo, I said, man, this motherfucker asked me for some money. It's a week before Christmas. I ain't in the league no more. Like, what's wrong with this dude?
Damn.
And he was like, man, tell him you'll give him cash. Tell him you'll put it on your card. And I was like, all right. Call him back and said, yo, bro, I got that for you. I'm gonna put it on my card. Just send me the bill, whatever. And he was like, nah, man, I need cash. I got other stuff to do too. And I'm like, man, listen, man, to this day, this dude talk about me so bad, but he told me that I would never work nowhere. So you gonna get mad at me for me not giving you the money I worked for after you said you would never work. Like, what type of shit is that? Like, what part of the game is that, for real? You know what I mean? So that part, that friend, just be careful, y'all. Be careful who you trust. Man, I'm telling you, like, my coach always told me, Coach Thompson, he told me, because I used to always tell him what somebody from my hood said. Such and such from my hood said this. Or my mama said this, my daddy said this, my uncle said this, my aunt said this, my homeboy said this. And Coach Thompson was like, look, why you always listening to somebody tell you how to get from A to Z and they ain't never been nowhere?
Damn.
So they never been from A to Z. So my thing to the people that, and the ears that I have, is to make that point. When I talk to kids from around my way, first of all, I just explain to them, you can do it. Right here in front of you. I'm living proof that you can do it. I'm from where you from. But you also listening to somebody that's been from A to Z. You listening to somebody that did a lot of fucking up, but I did a lot right. So I tell my kids this all the time. Why you gotta learn the hard way? Right. I already did that for you. I already learned the hard way. Why you can't, but kids in all generation, this generation, they ain't trying to, we so corny to them and don't know what we talking about. Like, we ain't already been there. I've been 17. What are you talking about? You telling me what 17-year-olds go through? I've been there.
I tell man all the time, I understand this is the smartest you've ever been. I get that. But it's some more smarts to get.
Man, please, these people you call your friend. And then the great part about me and the God that I love, and I hate for people to think I get on God and I mean it. You know what I mean? I stand by it. You know what I mean? I'll prove it.
The grace of God brought us all here.
I'll prove it. I'm talking about I get in the car, whatever car he want to drive, he's always driving. I get in that passenger seat, we listen to whatever music he want to listen to. You know what I mean? And we go wherever he want to go. I'm riding with you. Wherever you take me in life, I'm going right with you at all times, and I'm never, ever questioning nothing that happened to me. I'm never questioning it because I know you got control over it. Like I said, them damn friends. But them niggas fucked up. You hear me? Yeah. Them niggas fucked up, bro. And then with all due respect, my support system and my loyal ones, right, and the ones that I love, that's what's and love most important. Me, they still with me. The ones that they still the right thing. They with me. And I don't want to forget that right there. I know y'all listening. I love y'all, man. And thank y'all for helping me navigate through this hard ass life that we live.
Already. And another thing I want to cover is the fact that you were legendary before you even got into the league. Like, you one of the only youngsters. Correct me if I'm wrong. You one of the only youngsters to ever win the Go State basketball and football, right?
Yeah, for sure. You
won state playing basketball and you won state quarterbacking the football team same year, right?
Absolutely. And we won the state on Saturday. We couldn't practice on Sunday, and we was playing my girls' high school on Monday. That was no practice, game. No nothing. 40. You know what I mean? But listen, I know, and I know y'all not gonna believe it. No, for real, honestly, because y'all not gonna believe it. If it's some Virginia people in here, then y'all do. I know. All right, yeah. So y'all know. I tell people all the time, and I know with my accolades and all that, then I'm up here. I know people gonna think I'm capping, but we can check it. It's Googleable. You can Google. You can do anything. I was better in football than I was in basketball. It was just my circumstances when I got locked up, and I was recruited by everybody in the country, every school in the country, Division 1, 2, 3. You just got past the fact you said you got locked up after you won state. So you I didn't have a senior after you went state. Yeah, I didn't have a senior. And people don't know about you going. But how did you go to prison and still make it in the NBA? Dude up there, we just started. We was discussing. That's right. That guy up there. I mean, and you went to prison behind a fight that happened at a bowling alley, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they implemented a law or chose to use a law to charge you, which was the same law that was enacted in Virginia to keep white men from lynching black men, right?
Yeah.
So they compared you and your friends to a group of white men that intentionally went out to lynch a black man. And they used that to send you to prison to hopefully derail your career.
Fighting in a bowling alley. 15
Fighting in a bowling alley
years.
as a teenager.
15 years.
They gave you 15
17,
years.
I was 17. They waited till I was 18 to charge me as an adult.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And gave me 15
And some
years.
people now, I got Virginia ties myself. You know what I mean? And some people, they told me they think that could have happened because they wanted you to go to one school and you decided to go to another.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But I mean, once people talk about it now,
That what Virginians say. You know what I mean? Virginians say they just did that to the boy because he was supposed to go to, was it?
I heard that.
You know what I mean? And when they just did that to him because he didn't go to that school.
I heard that.
Is there any truth to that?
I heard it. I don't know if it was any validity to it, but
Right.
I heard it. But I do know that I never, like Coach Thompson, I remember him saying to reporters, he never, once he got the opportunity to come here, he never complained about it again. And I had already beat the devil. You know what I mean? All I needed was another opportunity. I had no more college scholarship offers or nothing. My mom went up there to Coach Thompson and she begged for my life, said, you don't take my son, you know, he's gonna die in these streets. And he gave me an opportunity. Now he would tell you, may he rest in peace, he would tell you that, you know, I just took you because, you know, your mom, you know, this, that, and the third, man. It had something to do with my game too, coach. Don't do that. You know what I mean? But I never, man, matter of fact, even, you know, I don't know. See, you know I didn't know nothing, Chip, because back then, why would I take a trial with a judge opposed to taking a jury? Somebody in the jury was going to be like, nah, he ain't, you know, he innocent.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, man, just sure I ain't had no hard feelings. When the judge died, man, I sent flowers to the funeral, man.
What?
You know what I mean? Man, the devil couldn't, like I said, he's a sucker.
That's God's
He's
grace.
a sucker. He's a sucker. And the devil can't fuck with me. He tried to put me through a lot. I believe in my God too much. You know what I mean? I believe, I trust him too much. Like
now,
I'm not afraid of the devil, man.
That's right.
And I
You
try
can't have fear
I try to
and
stay
faith.
out his way. I try to stay out his way. But you know,
Good luck with that.
he come in different forms, man.
Right.
He come all type of ways. He always come in
And he know
sheep
how to,
clothing.
he know
man.
just the shape we like.
Them
He know
friends,
just the
man.
shape. Oh man, here we go back to these niggas.
He coming them ways, man.
Hey man, hey look. So we spoke a little bit about your time in college, and I just want to talk about, because from reading in the book, you feel you were overly criticized for leaving college early and going to the pros, and you said that you would have loved to finish out your last year in college, but you had to support your family. You had just had a child, and you know your mom needed to be taken care of, and you needed money to really pay, to pay for your life. What do you think about now with the NIL, kids being able to make money in college? How would your life have been different if you could have played in college right now?
You want me to lie to you?
Nah, I want you to tell me the real.
Or make it sound fly to you.
I want you to tell me what God
Want me to lie to you?
You hear me?
Or
Tell
make
me
it
what
sound
God
fly
look.
to you?
Let's not get away from God now.
All right.
You hear me?
Well, let me tell you something.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Listen, I didn't like school. I damn sure didn't like the hours. I'm just being honest. Now, if they had NIL, that's a different story. I would have to go through that. But I was honestly, I was the first person to ever leave Georgetown early. I was the first player to ever leave early. And then, I was thinking, Coach Thompson, I remember I had got a 600 Benz, and he know everything. Like, I would go out into the clubs in D.C., and he would come in, and I'd be like, yo, I heard you was at such and such last night. I heard you went such and such and got some chicken yesterday. You know, like, damn, like everybody report to you about everywhere I go. You know what I mean? So he had tabs on me crazy, and I had got a 6. And I had it up on campus, and he called me down there, and he was like, oh, you going pro, huh? And I was like, where you get that from? He said, man, you think I don't know everything? He said, where you get a Benz from? And I was like, oh, shit. He was like, man, don't worry about it, man. That's what you want to do? You want to take care of your family? You go take care of your family. And, man, gave me all the support in the world. And my sister was suffering from seizures at that time. We had a crib before we left that the sewer in our house, we could never like go barefooted or wear socks in our house.
Damn.
Like you could hear the squish from the sewer under the floor. You know what I mean? Like we had to wear our sneakers all the way to the bed and then take them off at the bed to get in the bed. And she was getting sick from that. In the wintertime, they won't know heat. Summertime, no AC. They eating 1 time a day, maybe. And I'm at Georgetown living it up. AC, heat, eating 3 times, you know what I mean? The Pell Grant, you know what I mean? Like all that, you know what I'm saying? And my family is at home struggling. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. And the crazy part about it, my agent was Coach Thompson's agent. He was Michael Jordan agent. He was Lonzo agent. He was Patrick agent. And he told me, he was like, and he was just doing this for Coach Thompson because we supposed to win the national championship that year. They wanted me to come back to try again to win Coach a national championship. And he was like, AI, you're not going first round. You might not even go first round. Motherfucker. You saying I ain't gonna go lottery and I'm the first pick? I end up being the first pick and you saying, you know what I mean? But shout out to Coach Thompson for, supporting my decision. And to answer your question, Tip, man, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Right.
NIL, man, it's so beautiful. They deserve it. You know what I mean? They deserve it. It's supposed to been happen. You know what I mean? Long time ago.
That's real.
And whoever the powers to be, whatever board, made it what it is. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know that guys can get money, you know what I mean, hooping in college and try to help their families and concentrate on their education, the ones that really care about an education. Right. You know what I mean? And I think it's a beautiful thing, man, and it's a blessing.
Man, I got a couple more questions, man. We're going to get the hell on out of here, man. I want to know, now that guys are choosing to go to certain cities and kind of team up and play with other superstars and powerhouses. If you would have had a chance to go and play with anybody, where would you go? Who would it be?
It wouldn't have mattered it wouldn't have mattered the mob that I went to, but just one player.
Nah, say a crew. Like say 3, top 3, a big 3.
Like together to play with
together.
together.
Yeah, to play with big 3. A team you would have.
I feel like if I played with Shaq, nobody would beat us. I feel like definitely if I played with Shaq, I knew I could had a great opportunity to win a championship. I think if I played with LeBron, I would have had an opportunity to win a championship. I mean, I'm just, I love LeBron. I'm just being honest. And this during my era, right?
Yeah.
Shaq, definitely young LeBron. I would say KG.
Okay.
KG, that would have been dope.
Yeah. Damn.
That would have been tough.
That's a hell of a squad. You know what I mean?
But see, I never, like, when people talk about that, Tip, like, I never, I never thought about anything like that. And this is just me, to each his own, y'all. I'm not shitting on nobody.
Now, you did get to play with Melo now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all
but I did play with him. You know what I mean? That was, I thought that was it. But we ran into Mamba at his peak, and him and
a
Shaq.
bunch of niggas did,
and
man.
then and we ran into Tim Duncan and the Spurs. We ran into them. You know what I mean? But dog, let me tell you something. never thought about that when I was playing because, and this is just me. This is not shitting on nobody, honestly. This is just me. You know, the biggest compliment that I ever gotten as a basketball player, besides Coach Thompson, I was, you know, my man was in the bathroom shitting one day, and the coaches was in there. They didn't know he was in there, and he was talking about me, and he was like, "Yo, that little motherfucker is a bad da 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 da," and Jerry Nichols came back and told me that, and I promise you, I felt like I was the baddest basketball player that ever played. You know, for Coach Thompson said, because he never said that to me. You know what I mean? But for him to say that, that was it for me. That solidified like I ain't never been cocky or arrogant, but that gave me the most confidence in the world. But the biggest compliment that I've ever had in the league was the guys that I played with. Every night, they felt like a dude 6 foot, 165 pounds. If we had him, we could beat anybody.
Damn.
You know what I mean? That was the biggest compliment for me. And this is how I felt with the teaming up. I already felt like I was on a super team. Because if you think about it, I've never played with 4 other pros before.
Who the best teammate you ever had?
Huh?
The best teammate you feel like you had?
Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Dikembe Mutombo, Theo Radcliffe, man, George Lynch, Jermaine Jones, the list. Let's go on and on. You know what I mean? I felt like that was a super team. Like we went all the way to the final. We beat a juggernaut that won every game except game 1.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like we that was the juggernaut. If you think that go down, like I would have a ring right now. Obviously, God didn't want that.
It's like you got a ring on right this second. I can see the motherfucker you got on
right
right
this
now.
one, though. A free ring and a championship ring. And we would, if you think about it, we got beat. And people say I carried the sorry. You say, how you carry a sorry team? What's sorry about that? All my deficiencies, everything that I couldn't do on the basketball
they couldn't make
court,
a free throw.
They could do it. Everything that when my mistakes, they made up for it. When I led the league in steals all those years. Every time I gambled, Theo was right there to block a shot. Dikembe was right there to block a shot. You know what I mean? They locked down everybody. So that was a super team for me. We just ran against Shaq and Kobe in their prime. And they said Dikembe did a good job on Shaq. And Shaq averaged 33 and 15 in the series. You know what I mean? Kobe didn't beat us. You know what I mean? He didn't beat us. Shaq, it was just too much Shaq. It was too much diesel. You know what I mean? So I felt like I was, but to each his own, man. And I mean, super team, like I just feel like it's just the same as the load management. It's to each his own, Tip. Like I can imagine like a coach telling me, like, AI, you're not playing tonight. I'm like, fuck you mean? I ain't hurt. And then, well, you ain't playing tonight, we're gonna rest you. That ain't no load management to me. That's a suspension. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest me tomorrow at practice. You know what I'm saying? That's when you can rest me.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I really want to say, man, we appreciate, man, this conversation. This has been phenomenal. You know what I mean? Everybody, go get the book and read it. Don't just get it and sit it up there and roll your weed on it. Go get it and read it.
What is it? The coffee table?
Yeah, coffee table with the rolling tray. Rolling tray. Don't get it and just use it to roll up your gas, man. Get it and read it. Roll up your gas, then read it, okay? Hey, listen, man, final question. Which is your go-to piece when playing Monopoly?
Monopoly.
Yeah, when you playing Monopoly, what piece?
The shoe.
Do you choose the shoe?
Shoe.
Okay, now, y'all ain't read the book. Tell everybody why you choose the shoe.
The shoe, the sneaker. This is sneaker. Man, hey, Tip, let me say this one thing before I get out of here.
Yeah.
And it's important to me. And this just for y'all. And I know this shit sound cliche. You know what I mean? Everybody get up, and you know I'm right about this, Tip. I mean, you're a superstar, MC. So everybody get up and they talk about God. They thank God, right? Everybody. It's cliche. First, I want to thank God. Everybody start off like that. It's for real. It's for real. Life be lifing out here. It is what it is. Man, all I want y'all to do while y'all navigating through this world, whatever the high being that y'all believe in, trust them, man. Just trust them, believe in them, and never question them. Because it's going to be some shit that's going to happen. And it's going to make you, the devil, he's a sucker. He's going to try to make you question God. He's going to try to make you not stay the course of what you're trying to do. All y'all dreams in here can come true. Now, if you 50 years old, you ain't making it to the motherfucking NBA. You know what I mean?
But you still play today?
Hell no. Hell no. I stopped drinking over 6 months ago, man, and I'm still trying to.
That's hard.
I'm still trying to get the Dom Perignon out of me. But like, I know it sounds cliche. You know what I mean? All your dreams can come true and all this. My mom told me when I was 8 years old, and my friends used to tease me all the time. Chuck think he going to the NBA. You know what I mean? Shut the hell up, nigga. Hit this. You know what I mean? Like,
them niggas, man, them niggas ain't shit, bruh. I swear to God,
look,
boy.
They used to, honestly.
You been around some dirty niggas, man.
Dirty. And the crazy part about it is all the things that I ever did for them, I ain't never asked for nothing back. How you learned, you loaned a million people money before and you never asked for it back and they cross you. Like, anyway, I'm gonna stop to.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Because this is more important than that, what I'm talking about. Man, y'all can do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, if you wake up tomorrow and, you know what I mean, an idea, you have an epiphany to do this or do that, and you want to try. Man, you cannot do the shit if you don't try it. You know what I mean? You can't make the shot if you don't shoot it, AI. You understand? Like, and I know it's, like I said, it sounds cliche. You know what I mean? But I'm living proof. Man, all the circumstances, all the stuff that I've been through in my life and navigating through this world, I believe in my God. I believe in myself. Like I said, it ain't arrogance. It ain't cockiness. It's confidence. I believe in myself. I believe in the talent that God gave me. You know what I mean? When he give you that talent, it ain't arrogant for you to think it's the best. When you get on a basketball court, Chuck, it ain't arrogant for you to think you the best on the court, even if Black Jesus up there on the court with you. Even if 2-3 on the court. You know what I mean? It's about when you get off that court, everybody know who 2-3 is, but they gonna know who number 3 is too. You know what I mean?
That was hard.
Y'all can.
That was a bar. You hear me?
Y'all continue.
Y'all didn't hear
Y'all
what he
continue
just
to
said.
believe. Y'all continue to believe, man, in yourselves and believe whatever you trying to do, you can achieve it. And man, them negative people in your life, you know what I mean? Them misery loves company motherfuckers. Man, try to get positive energy around you, man. Get them people away from you, man. Get the motherfuckers that don't know how to do nothing but this away from you, man.
I'm finna get back to what you said, bro. The man said everybody know who 2-3 is, but at the end of the game, they gonna know who 3 is too. Ah, that was a bar.
For sure.
That was a bar.
Thank y'all, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming.
Hey.
Appreciate it.
Now, before we get out of here,
check. Great conversation.
Hold up, wait a minute. One more thing before we get out of here. On ExpediTIously, we have what we call the word of the week, or what have you. And the word of the week today is, y'all ready? Okay. Pertinacious. Yeah, pertinacious means continuing despite difficulties, opposition, or discouragement. Okay, pertinacious. Okay, so everybody be pertinacious out there as you attack your goals, because as AI just told you, it can happen. Love and respect, man.
This is ExpediTIously. I am Tip T.I. Harris.